Yo, what's up, guys? Hope you're doing well. Some pretty good esports lines. Also, you can see lines are coming out for NFL Week 3. Never too early. Honestly, some of the best bets you're going to find are early in the week. You know, you're going to find some of the biggest line discrepancies, stuff like that available. So it doesn't look like Underdog has a bunch of stuff out. PrizePicks has some stuff out. But I'm going to focus on Underdog in this video just because there's some good bets. Right? So why don't we go through them quickly? And I'll try to keep this live stream tight. Just lock in some plays. So like here's a play, for example, that just popped up on the OddsJam Fantasy Optimizer. You just go here, Fantasy Optimizer. All this tool does, right, is scans the market and points out value. There's a lot of bullshit in sports betting, but like what's crazy is the market is very fragmented. The market's very inefficient. So if you look at this guy, the ALEXM, what you'll notice is, hey, whoa, Underdog Fantasy has his line at 33. Okay, good to know. Jock Market has his line at 30. PrizePicks has his line at 29.5. Hot Streak, which is a sports book, they have his line at 31.5. And they have their market, right? They have their lines juiced towards the under. The under is the favorite outcome. So Hot Streak's model is saying, hey, we think this guy's more likely to go under 31.5 as opposed to over. And Underdog Fantasy has a line at 33. So clear value on Underdog Fantasy taking the under. Another strategy you can do is you could middle bet this, right? So middle betting, you know, like it's literally like buying a stock for $29.50 on E-Trade and then you sell it for 33, you know, on Fidelity. Of course, that doesn't happen in the stock market. It's only in sports betting where the market is super inefficient. So what you could do also is middle bet this. Hit the over 29.5, hit the under 33, but I'm not going to do that. It's pretty clear Underdog Fantasy is the side to be on. I follow a very data-driven approach. The data never lies. If you don't let your emotions get in the way, that's how you're going to make money sports betting. So we can start there, and it's like, okay, we got one banger. Let's take a look at the rest of the market. So we can pull up Matisse. We've been on this guy. I mean, here, it's like the same thing, right? So like a lot of people are like, oh, like, you know, if this is how easy, so I'm not going to be able to play these in the same slip. You can't bet on players on the same team for esports on Underdog Fantasy. But a lot of people are like, how can you make money sports betting if, you know, yada, yada, yada. Like, how is it even possible? I'll show you why it's possible. Is like on PrizePicks, they cap my max bet size now to $25, which sucks. Obviously sucks. And like, I know I've been through it before, but like books just kind of, they try to screw you if you're a winning bettor. But what's great is there's tons of different sports books, right? Like there's a bunch of different sites, just like PrizePicks, Underdog ParlayPlay. So we can find good lines on all of them. And sure, some books have crappier betting limits. You know, I hit this on PrizePicks, maybe, which is why they limited me now to $25. They let me hit this for $500. I turned it into $5K. But Underdog Fantasy, they only have a max bet size of $100. So the hard part is getting down enough volume. Like the strategy doesn't really change. It's pretty simple. Find plays with an edge, rinse and repeat. Follow the data. So like here we go again, right? Underdog, line at 33. Rest of the market, 31.5, 30. Clear value on esports. And it's crazy. I never thought I'd be betting on esports, but that's just where the value is. I mean, there are 50 esports games a day. All these books are trying to set their lines independently. And it just like leads to all these profitable middle bets, you know, different kind of, you know, whatever things you can do. So you can also sort, you know, the fantasy optimizer for specific leagues. I've explained this before, but depending on where you're located, like Underdog Fantasy, maybe it's legal in your state, maybe it's not. Damn. So there's some crazy line discrepancies between Circa and Sports Interaction, which I think is a Canadian sports book. So like it looks like there's some really good bets on Sports Interaction. They have Fresno State at minus 512 to win. All the other books have a minus 5,000. I'm not in Canada though, right? So I can't place this bet. So you kind of got to like, you're stuck with the sports books you obviously, you know, have access to. So what we can do is we can take a look at Underdog and we can try to find something, you know, ideally to pair this with. So we can go back here. Let's look at all leagues. So we have two fuckers. So they already moved that pick on the leave. So again, like that's another thing about sports betting. You got to move quickly. But the good thing is we couldn't take this play on Matisse before because those players are on the same team. So I'll just sub in Matisse, which was a really good play we already found. And then we're good to go, right? And then let's, so I try to move quickly. I try to move quickly, at least as much as possible on these books to try to get down these bets before the line moves, right? Because you got to move quickly. Like the really big betting opportunities, the great opportunities, they're not going to last forever. So here's another one, 35, 34 halves across the board. I mean, you can there's a lot of different options available. So we just gotta kind of pick something to go with. So we could go with that play, not opposed to it, but we can look and see any other things we fall in love with. So like here, Binox, line is 36 on Underdog. It sounds repetitive, but like this really is just like how you win and how you get an edge. The market is super fragmented. You day trade the sports books, inefficiencies in the market. It's the easiest way to make money. And a lot of people will be like, oh, I'll create a better model than PrizePicks, and I'll be able to outmodel the sports books. It's like these are billion-dollar companies that have invested millions of dollars in their ability to set lines. They also, they move around lines due to where action's coming in, line movement. So it's a market, right? Like if everyone bets a guy's under, so I'm going to bet this. I know they can move lines quickly, so if you want to tail it, go ahead, lock it in, can hit it. What up, guys? ParlayPlay vibes. So again, too, like another thing is, another benefit of having multiple books is you really don't know where the value is going to be on a given day. So ParlayPlay has like a couple bets right now, but not a ton. Underdog, and you can see they just locked Patty. Did they put the leave back up? So I can refresh this. And then, hopefully some of you were able to get it down. I'm trying to give a little more time before I bet something. So the leave, if we go back here, like we were trying to bet him under 33. They just updated to under 32. Oh my God. Now they're updating lines like crazy. So I'm just going to lock something in. As you, hopefully some of you are able to get it down. They are terrified of anyone who understands markets and data, which isn't fun for us, but that's just kind of how it is. So you can see too, there's some, in general, I kind of like avoid these plays. I would say PrizePicks tends to be the more sophisticated book compared to Underdog when there's, only two books posting lines. What kind of sucks about esports is you think about college football. You literally have dozens of sports books posting odds. So it's pretty clear like where the line should be set, what bets are good, what's an outlier, what's not an outlier. Whereas in esports, it's just like not as many books, post lines. So you can see they've already bumped down a few of the plays we were trying to lock in. They're such little shitheads, but, that's just kind of part of the game. But on the other hand, there's always new bets popping up. We just kind of need to find them. So the leave, this play's still good, right? Like, it still looks good at 32. Hot streak at 31.5 with the under favored. It just kind of feels crappy because we would have gotten this under 33 if I bet this 5 seconds ago. So it's just annoying. But anyways, let's go to Mari. Right, so we can kind of like look into, you can do more research. This betting tool is called the Sportsbook screen. You can kind of like look at all the, all the data points in the market. It's kind of up to you, but let's just try to lock in at least, one slip before this ends. So we'll go here to invisible under 35. So this, esports, so these players are in the same game. Esports correlation, like betting people in the same game is it's a little complicated. So what we can do, what about this player? BRN4ZN. Underdog 37.5. So, we can kind of take a look, try to zone in. So we already have this play on Binox. We can look at this play. A lot of under. So it seems like Underdog Fantasy in general, their line is too low relative to most of these other books in the market. So what we can do is we can look at NQZ. Here it's an over though, over 35. Hot Streak has the line at 36.5. and they have the over, juiced, or favored. JockMKT, ParlayPlay, PrizePicks all have the line higher. So we have 4 other data points telling us, hey, here's where the line should be, right? And again, like sports betting market, super inefficient, makes it pretty easy to make money. So again, I have 2 picks now I like. Underdog Fantasy seems to be the stupider one out of the group. Easier to make money off of. The thing that sucks about Underdog is they move lines quickly. So what I'm going to do is, even though we only have 2 data points here, PrizePicks has the line at 13, Underdog 15.5, is I'm going to hit Patty under 15.5 headshots. And again, what you could do is middle bet this. You know, we've explained this in others, but like hit the over 13, hit the under 15.5. It's crazy, right? You would never see like AD's rebound line at 13 on PrizePicks and then at 15.5 on Underdog, right? These discrepancies are incredible. And it's the reason like esports betting is super profitable. So here's what I'm locking in if you want to tail it. And then we can go back here too. Let's filter out some of these crappy sports books that nobody knows. So let's go here and let's go here. And we can kind of zone in, you know, any other plays we want to go with. There are some plays on PrizePicks as well, but again, they limited me, you know, to $25 a bet slip, which just kind of sucks. So let's go here. So you can see like there's good plays on DraftKings, a lot of tennis value. Tennis and soccer are actually my 2 most profitable sports on FanDuel. But anyways, here's what we'll go ahead and lock in. Values in CSGO, I'll bet on CSGO. Values in esports, I'll bet on esports, whatever. So CSGO is a little complicated, the correlation, because it depends how big of a favorite the teams are. So the correlation depends on what the money line is. But anyways, I didn't want to keep this live stream too long. I'm trying to keep them tighter. Also, there's just, you know, obviously football already started. It's basically just esports. There's some other value on PrizePicks on the fantasy optimizer. Underdog ParlayPlay is pretty dry. You know, and again, I never want to force a bet, so I just kind of see what's out there. Some days there's better bets than others, JockMKT, whatever. But I'll do a live stream. So JockMKT has some plays, it looks like. But I'll do a live stream later, just depending on. So like this play, for example, we can check it out on PrizePicks. Again, PrizePicks kind of beat because I, you know, got my betting limit slashed. But like this play looks ridiculously good on PrizePicks. So you go to CSGO, and you'll have to find your own pairs. Because I mean, I'm not going to, are they going to let me bet anything, or are they still, will they let me bet? So they're not letting me even bet right now. So it's weird because if I put in 50, they say, hey, your max bet size is $25. But then if I put in $5, they tell me you've already bet $4,000 today. Absolutely screwing me. But you can see, like, this play looks good on PrizePicks, right? Over 27.5, JockMKT's at 30.5. You'd think it was Taco Tuesday, right? Like, imagine seeing LeBron James's line is 27.5 points on PrizePicks, 30 on all the other books. You'd think it were a Taco Tuesday. You're like creating your own Taco Tuesday. So this play seems incredible. Shiago over 27.5. JockMKT, Underdog have the line 30 or 30.5. And then you can see Hot Streak, which is a sports book, right? Use the data to your advantage. Hot Streak, no offense, they have a better model than you. It's a sports book. They have a lot of resources, better data feeds. Like, this is their full-time job, setting lines, moving lines around based on where action is coming in the market. Is they have the line 2 kills higher than PrizePicks at 29.5, and they have the over as the favored or the juiced outcome. So that'd be a great pick to go with. But anyways, here's what I hit on Underdog. No, so I don't only do 3-mans on Underdog. I've explained, I have some articles. I can actually share the article, but you want to place, you don't have to place 3 picks. You can place 4 pick entries. You can do different things. So anyways, on PrizePicks, I'm not going to be able to bet, but my top play I would go with would be, Shiago over 27.5. All the other books, 30, 30.5, 29.5 with the over as the favorite outcome. That would be what I would go with. So hopefully, this live stream were helpful. I'll come back on live later, maybe later tonight if there's some more value on Underdog or if PrizePicks starts to let me bet again. And have a great rest of your evening.